What's up, Bart?
Well, Justin, over here. Obviously, your second straight camp preparing for the same guy. So I guess anything change in this camp? I know the last one didn't last very long, and there was not a lot of exchange in the actual fight.
No, actually, this was probably like my actual camp, you know. My last fight, I was bedridden for like 5 weeks, so I still soldiered on and made it to the fight, so it's kind of a blessing in disguise, I guess.
Were you able to adjust anything in the actual preparation in camp? No, with all this extra time, did you come up with a different game plan than last time before fighting Austen Lane?
No, you know, I think I was going well, considering like what happened. Man's 6 foot 100, you know, and I'm short. I got into his face that early, so I don't think I did too much wrong. But obviously, I limited my sparring this time around because of the eye injury, and just made sure I come in as best prepped as I can.
Did you want this rematch right away after it happened?
Man, honestly, I didn't want it. Like, I was just like, oh well. But then his coaches started talking shit, and then I was like, bro, first of all, you're a jiu-jitsu coach. Talking about striking, man's probably never been jabbed in his life. But yeah, that's the only reason why I was like, oh, you're gonna cop the, you know, the result of your coaches talking shit.
Have you run into that coach at all?
Man won't wanna come around me, bro. But there's no ill will towards Austen, honestly. Like, he's a good dude. Made a mistake, but don't go talking smack and, you know, thinking that nothing will happen.
And I know you said it was kind of a blessing in disguise because the last fight you were, as you said, you were bedridden, but you were going to fight on his home turf. He was obviously had a home in Jacksonville. Now has to fight you in Sydney. Is that another added layer of this? Like, now I get to rematch this guy. His coach said all this stuff, and it's in Sydney. Yeah,
for sure. You know, I had, you know, like I said, I was crook. I still went there to bang on. Copped all of his hometown crowd and saying what they wanted, and he getting all the energy. And man, I didn't think much of it. You know, I'm a scrapper through and through. So here, Sydney, anywhere, you know, I'll fight anyone.
And last one for me. Did you get a Rock Lee tattoo?
Yeah. I got a Rock Lee tattoo. You know, fighter's will, man.
Why specifically Rock Lee?
You know, Rock Lee wasn't gifted with all the talents, and I feel like I'm the same. I'm all heart, all grind, and that's why I made it here. Cheers, brother.
Hey, Justin. Good to see you again, brother. You spent a good part of your camp over at training at CKB. How was that experience for you and your brother?
Yeah, it was all good. Just something different, you know. We were down a few men because our camp's not really big, anyways. Our team's really small, so if a couple of them get injured, man, there's only like me and my brother and one other guy, and that guy just has to cop all the punches, kind of thing. So we went to CKB and obviously got to upskill at the same time. It was very good to be a part of the, you know, because obviously there's a lot of fighters here that are fighting, so we're kind of all aligned with the camps, and it was good. Good energies there, a lot of good talent, a lot of good skill, and a lot of hard work.
And how was cornering your brother over in Singapore 2 weeks ago against an opponent that you'd already fought?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was bittersweet, I guess. You know, my brother, I finished that guy in 1 minute. He finished it in a minute 40. I carried him. He kind of like T-carried him, and he ended up 50K richer, and I ended up counting my coins.
On the UFC website, it did have your name for that 50K bonus.
Oh, that makes it even worse. Like, what's that gonna do, man?
And so there's five Samoan UFC fighters. Your family makes up 40% of them. And 4 of you are fighting on Sunday. What does it mean to you to represent your culture, and particularly you growing up, you looked up to Mark Hunt and David Tor, so you're now in that position to inspire younger Samoan children. So how does that make you feel?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of responsibility, but that kind of thing's privileges, you know, like I feel like it's my responsibility now to do the best I can, so the next coming fighters coming through, you know, they see the trajectory of fighting now, and guys like Max Holloway too are Samoan, you know, he's been a champion. Next thing you know, there'll be multiple division Samoan champions.
I'll change it to 6 now. Cheers.
Oh, good. Cheers, brother.
Justin, your opponent Austin, he hasn't made it out of the first round in his last 3 fights. Are you preparing to go 15 minutes with him, or do you want to finish it in the first round?
Man, However, you know, I've learned now like not to chase the knockouts. The knockouts come. My coaches want to clean, just hush, dance around, get in and out, get in and out. But my heart's saying, go to war, brother, go to war. So we'll see what happens on Sunday, but I'm happy just to entertain the crowd, man, like I do always.
Does that mentality from your coaches have anything to do with Mark Hunt by any chance?
No, man, like my older brother's my coach, and he's like, bro, I told you, just stick and move. I was like, man, that's not what we did at training, but no, we'll see. We'll see what kind of how he comes out, and I'll just adjust to it.
And just lastly, is it very often now that you get people confuse you for your brother and vice versa?
Yeah, man. Like Michael Bisping was like saying Justin Tafa, and I was like, what? Yeah, all the time. But sometimes I ride with it, We had a funny story once. Say like I was like, man, I'm over these photos, and this guy's like, hey, you're Justin Tafa to my little brother, and then I looked at my brother and I was like, fuck, say you're Justin Tafa, and then he was like, oh yeah, that's me. He goes, oh, can you take a photo of my friend? He's really shy. He's behind the tree, and his friend was like a quadriplegic in a wheelchair, couldn't move, like, and then my brother's like going over and he's like, bro, you're going to hell, like, and I was like, oh shit. My brother takes the photo, then he goes to shake his hand. I was like, oh my gosh. Man's had no arms. And I was like, bro. This was before Melbourne, and my brother turned around and he goes, bro, you're going to get knocked out for that. That's probably why I lost in Melbourne, bro. But yeah.
Thank you.
No, cheers, bro.
Justin, just over here. You guys always, use the phrase Tafa gang, and you're very proud of the Tafa surname. You and Junior were slated to fight at UFC 284 before Junior's injury. How important is it, or how much of a goal is it for you guys to one day compete on the same card together?
Yeah, massive. That's just a goal of ours. We've fought together in like amateur shows, our community centres, and then a bit bigger and a bit bigger. Now this is the pinnacle of combat sports, and to do that, man, that's only a few families have been able to do that, so we'll just be in history.
Yeah, one more for me. You said after your last fight with Austen, let's run it back in Sydney, one and done. Will anything less than a first round finish this Sunday disappoint you a little bit?
Honestly, anything less than 50k will disappoint me, honest. I've been shunned a few times, so bro, surely not here, bro. Cheers.
Thanks, Justin.
Just down the front here. So, like you said, your 50k is kind of the goal at the moment. Where do you look in the future now? What happens after this fight?
Man, God willing, I put on a good performance, finish this guy, or get a decision or whatever. I really want to start knocking on that top 15 door. I really want to put my stamp on where I stand in the heavyweight division. I just feel like I'm floating right now, and I've been just trying to find my feet, especially coming into this game, 3 fights in, and straight into the UFC. So I really think I can make some moves and make some waves. There's a lot of heavyweight names that are getting tossed around. I think I deserve to be up there.
And just what's sort of your prediction on the main event?
I think Izzy's going to win by KO, to be honest. We did a few weeks there, a few sparring sessions, and man, his striking and his cardio and his mentality is just on another level, man. And that Sean Strickland style is real cool in there, but Izzy on another level.
Thank you.
Cheers, bro.
Justin, just over here. In the UFC, we've seen a lot of famous sibling pairings, the Shevchenko sisters, the Diaz brothers, the Lozon brothers. Do you think you and your brother can really make a legacy as the Australian sibling duo in MMA today?
Yeah, for sure. That's the goal. We don't really care like who we're representing or whatnot. We're just trying to rep our last name and produce knockouts. That's what my grandpa always wanted. Set up good knockouts and get the family roaring and put our name into history. But definitely one of them.
Justin, just a question, brother. Why are you laughing for, brother? This is serious.
Don't stutter, bro. Say it with your chest.
Sheesh. Firstly, don't disrespect my bakeries like that ever again. But I have a question. If and a hypothetical one, with the Olympics coming up next year and repping your where you're from in your country, you've got roots in New Zealand, you've got Samoan roots, one's here as well. what would you rep in order? What would be the first, second, and third that you'd be like, this is where I'm going?
Man, whoever gives me the most funding. Nah.
Well, it's not New Zealand, I'll tell you that much.
No, man, I'll always represent Samoa first. You know, we're a minority in this world. Man, there's only like a couple 100,000 people, so why not try to put them on the map? You've seen what they did with rugby league and Tour Samoa, man, parades everywhere. That's a goal of mine, to have parades there while we're knocking heads. And then New Zealand and then Australia.
There we go. You heard it here, everybody. He said Australia's last. Just going to put that out there.
Hey, Justin. You shared the post about the Batuta advocate nicknaming this the ultimate fussy compilation.
Yep.
Who would you say, and you've trained with most of the Samoan guys that are on this card, who would you say fussy's the hardest?
Honestly, I think Carlos too. Man, he's for a pretty boy, man, he hits pretty hard. So, yeah, I'll say Carlos.
Sure.
Nah, thanks. Easy. Cheers.